Every time I pass, you're teasing me. Every time I pass.
The Grenada National Folk Group, in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism, Creative Economy and Culture, proudly presents Iconic Moves and Melodies.
Yes, man!
Iconic Moves and Melodies. A heartfelt tribute to the legendary Miss Shirley Robinson. Mark your calendar. Saturday, March 1st, 2025 at the Grenada Trade Center, starting at 5 p.m. Immerse yourself in an evening of vibrant folk songs, classical songs, Negro spirituals, patriotic songs, captivating poetry, and mesmerizing dance performances as we honor Miss Shirley Robinson, a true pioneer of Grenada's cultural heritage. You'll also get the chance to have a meet and greet with Miss Shirley Robinson. Tickets are just $50 for adults and $25 for children. Iconic Moves and Melodies, a celebration you don't want to miss. Join us Saturday, March 1st at the Grenada Trade Center. Let's honor the legacy, celebrate the culture, and make it a night to remember.
Good morning, clubbers, and of course, welcome to another edition of the Wake Up Club. It's a fantastic Friday in the Isle of Spice, so much to look forward to. It's the end of the month, it's the 28th of February, and for different folks, it means different things. For those who are thriving, it means, oh my God, it's the end of another month, I've worked so hard. Let me find some sort of relaxation. Maybe I want to party. Maybe I want to do different things. And for some people, it means, shit, the rent is due. Phone bill is due. Electricity is due. Water is due. Food, groceries due. So it means a lot of things to different people. But I always want to encourage you to remember that the fact that you're surviving means that you are a winner. And as my friend said, one said the other day, poor means, passing over opportunities regularly. So I want to always encourage you to look for those opportunities out there. This morning I am blessed. I have good health. Outside looks beautiful. The sun is shining. There are opportunities everywhere for self-development, self-improvement. So make sure that you're looking and you're grasping those opportunities and you're not just surviving or existing. A lot of us get comfortable existing, but I want to see everybody thriving. So another fantastic Friday. We've got a fantastic show in store for you this morning. I'll be chatting with Her Excellency Ambassador Yolande Smith. We're also going to be chatting with our very good friend, Simon Samuel. And of course, they represent the Westerhall Community Group, Inc. And we're going to be chatting about Westerhall Day and so much more. Clubbers, of course, I want to thank you for taking the opportunity to join us again this morning. I want to say a special shout out to Lydia Cameron and, of course, Agatha Jordan. Clubbers, we love you. We appreciate you. We know you have choices, but you keep it on the Ride Along Network, and we appreciate you. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447.
Welcome back. And of course, this segment is called What Irks Kirk. And I'm going to tell you what irks me. What irks me is the fear, okay, that I'm seeing. I'm afraid for us as a people. And, I always tell you all, I try not to deal in the politics, but when I'm speaking politics, I'm speaking neutrally, because to me, it's about country. It's about building country. But sometimes I think we're going a little too far. Lately on Facebook, it's frightening me. We go become one of those countries where we just hate each other over political preferences. Now, when I met you, it might have been through school. It might have been in the fickle days. I decided to befriend you because you're looking good. But I never asked you your political affiliation. Me being your friend had nothing to do with who you supported politically. It was shared interest, mutual respect, mutual love. Maybe because you was looking good, but it wasn't about, when I met you, I didn't ask you. I don't even think when we dating people, we'd ask them, listen, you to support NNP or you to support NDC, because it seems to be a deal breaker these days, and I am so frightened for little Grenada when I see what's happening on social media. It's like we're taunting each other based on what we're supporting. I had my own personal experience where my friend Nixon, he is campaigning because he wants to be part of the executive of the National Democratic Congress, and I liked his post, okay? But I was liking his post because it's my friend looking to do something with his life, and I'm encouraging him. I don't care about the party lines, and I really wish that both parties would remind people. We like to say, goodness gracious, Grenada, something happening. Something in the water. Maybe people just unhappy, and maybe social media is a platform where we just release our frustrations, but when you're behaving like that on social media, it says more about who you are as a person, your core. When you're forgetting to love your neighbor as yourself. I just always tell Ollie that. I tell Ollie 100 times. The first job description you ever get was from Papa God, and it was to love your neighbor as yourself. You all frustrated me, just not gonna feel like living in Korea or one of these places. Okay, listen, let democracy reign, please. Let we love each other. But for the past couple years, I feel like elections is tomorrow. People campaign. Parties are reorganizing themselves. Okay, and that's good. Good for democracy. It's good when we have an opposition. It's good when we have a government that is accountable. But some of us taking it too far. But I understand it. At the same time, I ain't like it, but I understand it. I understand there's so much pressure out there. A lot of people just surviving. Okay? They're struggling. When you look at food prices on an international spectrum, okay? We all struggling. The world has changed. But the one thing in change is love. We need to love each other. We need to love. We need to respect. Okay? Sometimes I think we need saving from ourselves. But that's what irks me this morning. Okay? So I want to thank you again for joining us on the Wake Up Club. We take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be chatting with Her Excellency Ambassador Yolande Smith and my very good friend Simon, who we're going to be chatting about Westerhall Day and the community organization that's organizing the event. We'll be right back.
Looking for the ultimate island experience? Hop on the Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tour and explore Grenada like never before. Feel the tropical breeze, sip on authentic Caribbean rum punch, and cruise through Grenada's stunning scenery in our unique and fun tuk-tuks. It's the perfect blend of adventure and island flavor. Book your unforgettable tour now at ride.gd or call 473-422-1011. Don't just see Grenada, Experience it with Ride Tuk Tuk Rum Punch Tours today.
Welcome back, folk. And the Wake Up Club is about celebrating Grenadians doing great things out there. And of course, this morning, my very good friend Simon is back. He's no stranger to the Wake Up Club. But we have making her debut is Her Excellency Ambassador Yolande Smith. I want to welcome both of you to the Wake Up Club this morning.
Thank
Welcome.
you very much, Kirk. Thank you. So now I guess officially I'm a clubber. That's what
You're
it is,
a
right?
clubber now. You're
Look at me.
definitely a clubber.
I'm going
of
to
course,
add that to my
based
my
on our
title.
timing, you guys have had to wake up a little earlier than the rest of us.
Yes.
But we thank you for at least joining us this morning. Now, the Wake Up Club is about celebrating Grenadians doing great things. And you both have been doing and leaving your mark. Now, Simon is no stranger to the program. The clubbers know him. We love him. We welcome him. But we're welcoming you, Your Excellency, this morning. And of course, I always begin by giving people the opportunity to tell us, who they are. Because we know you from what we see in the media and all of that, but we really ain't know you.
That's true.
So
That is
tell
true.
us who is Yolande Smith.
Thank you for that opportunity. And well, what irks you irks me, because I'm a Grenadian, first and foremost. I'm a Westerhallian. I'm from Westerhall. And if I'm going to get more granular than that, I'm from Stone Street in the Poe. Those who know. I had to put on an old pair of shoe and come down the road and then put on my nice shoe to go in the bus. So that's where I'm from. I'm from Westerhall. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I am Miss Yolande because I do stories for kids. I'm a woman of faith. I'm now a clubber. I am a past ambassador. I was Grenada's ambassador to the United States and also the OAS and Canada in my past life. Currently, I am the director of national offices for the OAS. So I lead a group of 16 ambassadors throughout Latin America and the Caribbean. That's in my current portfolio. I'm an author as well. I have taken the time to write a little bit about my stories so that I can inspire other young people in Grenada and throughout the world, young women in particular. There's a little bit about Westerhall and my origins in that book as well. But like I say, I'm a woman of faith and I am driven by service. And I feel to whom much is given, much is expected. I have had a very successful and long career in diplomacy. And I think at the end of the day, if you're given these things and if you're given a platform, the least you can do is to give back. And I believe in legacy. And this is who I am. I think I'm a fun-ish kind of person. So let's see if you can bring that side of me out today.
Well, definitely. Listen, you both represent the Westerhall Community organization. Can you give us a brief overview of what the organization is about? And I'm throwing it out for either of you.
Well, I would say I would defer to my president here.
Okay.
Simon, take it away.
Okay, good morning, Kirk. Good morning to each and every one of you. Thank you again, Kirk, and the Wake Up Club. I was indoctrinated last month, so I'm officially, a member of the Wake Up Club. So yes, Tech, we really appreciate the opportunity to give us so we can let the viewers know what we're all about. So just a quick introduction of myself. Yeah, my name is Simon Samuel. I'm actually from Snell Hall, St. Patrick's. Left Snell Hall, come to Westerhall. So I am a Westerhallian, not the hooligan.
All right.
Right. And I built my roots there and migrated to Canada. And I started my small business as a business owner, property operation. But just going back to, I was actually the treasurer for the St. David's Cricket Council. I'm also a co-founder of the Walnut Foundation and vice president, which is a men's health group for prostate cancer. I'm also the vice president for the Grenada Day Cultural Association in Toronto. So we do the Grenada Day. And I'm also a member of the Grenada Independent Planning Committee in Toronto. So that's what I do. So I'm pretty much active.
You're wearing a lot of hats, Simon.
Yeah. I'm wearing a lot. That's why I don't have any hair on my head, folks. So
So when you're wearing all these hats, tell us about the Westerhall organization. Why was it formed? What is it about?
Well, Kirk, first thing I want to say morning to the members of the Westerhall Community Group Inc. and special welcome to the my executive. Kirk, I have a really, really good team behind me, and Her Excellency is part of the team. And there's a with all the people, the driving force behind this organization. There's sleepless nights and tiredness, burning eyes and everything. And I have really 4 people that drive, that they are the motion behind. So I just want to point them out. I mean, everybody do their part, and we all really excited about that day. Kirk. The coordinator for the coordinator for this event, Miss Ezra Gilbert, my vice president, Miss Brenda Sylvester, and Miss Valerie Paris. These 3, and this is 3 female that surround me, so they have me going, And I really had to do a special shout out to them because they are the driving force behind, and each and every one of us. But just to dive into the organization a bit, Kirk. When the organization is a non-profit, non-governmental organization, which was formed in December 2020. How we formed this organization? In communities, we have people that leave a mark, regardless to the status or the condition. But they leave a mark in the community. They leave a mark for the people of Westerhall and even the people of St. David's, because they're very well known. This individual passed away, and his name is Michael Wise. Hence the reason why we start this organization, better known as Quail. And when he passed away, that gave me it prompted me to call the members. Mind you, I'm in Toronto and I was looking at the funeral. So that prompted me to call the members of Westerhall to start this group. So we started this group, and we incorporated in January 2022, and we launched in August 2023 at the Westerhall Secondary School, where we give back the kids school backpack and make sure that everybody get an involvement in the community. So that's a little rundown on how we started, but there's more to come.
Well, I know the organization has been doing so much over the years, and probably you'll be able to mention some of the projects that you've undertaken. But I know what we're chatting about this morning is your newest initiative, and it's called Westerhall Community Day. So if we could dive into that, but before we dive into that, there's so many things that you've done in the past in terms of giving back. I know about the school book backpacks and so forth, but can you share some more of what the organization has been involved in over the past couple of years?
Well, yeah. What we did, Kirk, we collaborate with different businesses, stakeholders. And so over the years, we had a cleanup drive for cleaning up the Pitibakai Beach. That's one of the key things that we did. We also provide baskets for the for family that in needs. we also, like I said, we give back to the kids the basket, and also we visit the sick and the shut in, and also make sure that everyone in the community is have a good life. And this is what we all about. We want to make sure that we make up a name, and not a name for me, but a group of us and the community. So when the rest of the community in Grenada see what we're doing, they would follow.
Emulate, yes.
That's what we all about. So we're trying to make a mark and say, okay, if Westerhall Community Group could do that, or the people in Westerhall could do what they are doing, then we can do it also. So this is, some of the stuff that we do. And now we have we're going to be doing that Westerhall Day, which is very, very, we all excited about it. And hence the reason why we're going to talk more about it.
Okay, well, let's get right into it. What is Westerhall Community Day? When is it happening? What can people look forward to?
All right, I'm going to jump in here because remember he said he's the Westerhallian. I'm the Westerhooligan.
All right.
I am the one who, was bathing, almost half naked on the stretch, the Westerhall stretch by the standpipe. Opposite the school. And let me just say, I grew up in the Poi, but at one point we moved down to the stretch in Westerhall. So on the site where the school is, used to be a little house, Mr. Kaiba house, where we lived. So I am no stranger to that stretch there and the little standpipe by Miss Laffy. It's right close to the playing ground, close to the post office. And I mean, we've had Miss Rosanna was the postmistress for as long as I can remember. Her children, we knew when her children were born, that was part of the community's business. Westerhall is a small village. And well, I shouldn't say that because let me back up. Westerhall is the gateway to St. David's. Let's be real. So once you pass Caливini Bridge, you have Close Rock, you have Old Westerhall, you have Westerhall Point, then you have Cada, which is the main road, and then you have Stone Street and the other places going up. Now we have La Colombe, that's a new community. When I was growing up, there were no houses there. We had to go to the river, wash and bathe and cook right by the Westerhall Bridge. That was a big river there. So I'm just taking people back into the history of what Westerhall is and what it means to me. I told you I can get animated.
I totally agree because I'm learning stuff.
There you go. So I can get animated. So Westerhall Community Day really and truly is a brainchild of the organization, and it's to reignite the vibrant community spirit that was Westerhall. I mean, you went to church on Sunday. You did all that, whether it was the Berean Church in Westerhall, the Pentecostal, or the Catholic Church. You went home, you had your lunch, and you come back for cricket. Cricket was a thing, and that was the glue to that Westerhall community, whether it's Vincent's or Corinth playing against Westerhall, and Miss Miniter and Miss Dorothy selling tart and potato pudding. It was the community. We all came out. Children, we were playing, skipping and jumping Chinese skip, but cricket was the glue. So we want to sort of bring that community spirit back because we got older. It wasn't only Tanzbula that had a TV. Now everybody else had a TV where there was a black and white. So the community drifted a little. And then there were people like me that you got a job in Tongue at Liat. So now you're hanging out in Tongue, you're not hanging out in Westerhall. We want people to come back to community. So that's what Westerhall Day is about. Also just celebrate the stalwarts who some are gone. But there's some who there now, and I think Mr. Sonny is in his 90s. Somebody who has been there, his house was the band house, the practice house for 3+2, the greatest band that ever passed through Grenada. Let me just say that. And when Ajamo was in St. David's Sec, their band practiced in that house there, right in Stone Street. So there are a lot of things that people don't remember or people, kind of grow up and forget. We want to just bring that storytelling back and the community spirit. So that's what Westerhall Day is about. Of course, we'll have vending, we'll have things for children because all that is part of socialization. But we're hoping that people would get a chance to see their friends, see loved ones, they haven't seen for a while, rekindle friendship. So that's what Westerhall Day is about. It's going to be Saturday the 19th of April. And it's under the theme From Whence We Came, because we have to kind of go back in order to come forward. We can't just be plunked down there. You have to remember, playing pick with Jacob. That was one of my favorite things, with the stones and you turn it over in your hand and you're playing pick. Learning crafts and so. Learning to make sugar cake and fudge. The people in the village did that. When we had cane cutting, all the families came together for whoever was cutting cane on that day. Papa Jakey, Papa Bakey, and all these people. So it's just reminiscing. And me, I'm getting excited. I want everybody to get excited as well. And I can only tell one part of the story because I am a generation removed from my older aunts. So if they're there, they can tell a different part of the story. They were there when they came down after the Hurricane Janet. I grew up in the Janet house, but that was years after when the Janet house was extended. But they knew the real Janet house that was a 1-bedroom house. So these are the stories that we have to tell. And we just want everybody else to get a feel of what a vibrant community is or could be and how we can rekindle that so that things won't irk us when we're only focusing on politics and we're focusing on the things that divide us and we're not thinking about the things that,
bring us together.
One, or that currents can come, Calvini can come, woven can come. Because at some point we were intertwined. So let's remember the good old days and let's bring modern technology into it as well. I'll stop here for a little bit because I don't know if anybody has questions, but I see some of our members.
People are excited. Someone says that's right. And Tidaf selling sauce. So the nostalgia is coming back. So I've got to ask, I'm excited about Westerhall Day. We know where it's happening. We know the date. What are some of the activities we can look forward to? Because I know it's holistic, so it's for the entire family. So what are some of the activities we can look forward to when we get there? I know you're taking us down memory lane, so we're going to see those historic aspects. But what are some of the activities?
So, of course, we'll have a formal ceremony at some point, but that's after. We start at 12. The vendors are going to be there. So there'll be produce, there'll be art, clothes, food, of course, but nothing happens without food. There's bounce and castle and face painting for the kids. And I am sure by the time this is over, we'll have a tuk-tuk ride for the kids as well. I'm just putting that out there, throwing it out in the universe. But we also would have a health screening. And that's important because we know a lot of people don't, routinely go to get medical checkup. And we have nurses and so in the community, nurses and so that have passed through, people who are Westerhallians at heart. So we've organized as well to have screenings. There'll be live entertainment. Let me tell you. We have people like Lednick, right from Westerhall Entertainment. We have the Chronic Music School in Westerhall as well. So we'll have drumming. We'll have a lot of entertainment. What else? Vending, entertainment, the awards ceremony, because we want to be able to acknowledge the people who've made Westerhall great. And I can't say we'll make Westerhall great again. I think the real goal is to make Westerhall great again.
Definitely. So it's a holistic event. So, I could wake up the morning and decide I'm going and do my market at the event.
Exactly.
You have your fresh produce happening there. I could take my mom, my grandmom. We could do the medical screening. We could show up in the evening and get food and relax ourselves. Children could jump in a little bouncing castle. There's entertainment. It's a holistic event, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I lose sight of it. The event is going to be powered by Eco Solutions. Now, we're getting up there with the times. We've seen businesses come and go, but we've seen some that have stayed around for a long time. And one of the new businesses that's based in Westerhall is Eco Solutions, and it's an alternative energy and energy efficiency products and service provider, and that was established in 2011 by Mr. Jacob. He's an engineer. So our event will be powered, let me just tell you, by Eco Solutions. So come and see. We'll have electric cars and all kinds of good stuff there.
Okay,
so,
definitely. With that,
if current go, we're covered.
Well, that segues into my next question, because I was going to ask about collaboration and who has been collaborating and who has been supporting you thus far.
And not just for this event, because of course we have a committee that's dealing with the finance and all that stuff. But over the years, we've had Home Pride Bakery that's right in Westerhall, homegrown. We have Westerhall Estate. We have a lot of the businesses that are going to be showcased on that day that have collaborated with us in the past, and I'm sure will collaborate with us now. But we're open for sponsorship. While it's Westerhall Day, we want to encourage people who have businesses that are community centric to partner with us. And I'll throw it back to the president.
Okay.
Right. Thank you.
Simon, anybody we're missing? We know about Ecocentric. We know about the bakery. Anybody else?
Well, we have the Westerhall Estate. That's one of the landmark in Westerhall. So Westerhall Estate. We are also in contact with Kenny's Trucking, and which is a key business person in Westerhall. So these are the persons that the main core people in Westerhall that does the business. But let me just elaborate more on the electric vehicle and also the solar. This is a history, Kirk. This is a history, and you know I know the government would be excited about that, and the future people who does all the events. We are making history the very first time an event is going to powered by solar panel. That has been done before in the history of Grenada, Carriacou, and Ville Martinique. So here we are, Westerhall, having a Westerhall Day powered by a ecosystem solar panel. And the gentleman is a very, very nice guy. We spoke to him, and he's willing. And let me tell you, Kirk, he's not only doing that, but he's also doing that for us free.
Okay.
Right? Free. So he's giving his service, and we really appreciate what he's doing for us and the people of Westerhall. So I'm encouraging everyone who wants to go and buy a little electric car, you want to power your house, with solar panel, please talk to,
Well, it is definitely the new wave because, to be quite honest, I was looking at doing some research last night myself because we're all worried about our electric bills. We know that petroleum seems to be just skyrocketing. So definitely it is an opportunity for people who want to get to know about solar and how they can benefit from it, the prices, the best solution for their needs. It's also an opportunity for them to show up and get all the advice and information they need. Now, before I go into, the effect and the impact on the community, you mentioned award ceremony. So part of the day is going to include an award ceremony. Can you, dive into that for us, please?
Sure, I can. But I also want to say, I want to take over this club thing because I'm looking at the comments and I'm reading and people are in, what's it called? In your DMs? Oh,
yes.
I want to be part of technology and the new wave. People are in the DM and I'm glad to see a lot of our members and not just people from Westerhall as well. Other people who are excited. So I'm hoping that it's going to be a great day. But I want to say as well that we've made a lot of history in Grenada and we have a lot of, stalwarts. That's what we call them, stalwarts. So of course we want to acknowledge people. I think we have 2 or 3 island scholars from Westerhall. We have a carnival queen, the first St. David's carnival queen from Westerhall. I'm just saying.
That's who?
What's her name again? Yolande Yvonne Smith. I think that's what Paul Keynes Douglas.
Oh, okay.
I told you I could be funny. So we have, and not that I'm going to get an award, but I'm just saying that we have all these people. We talk about 3+2. That was such a great influence, musical influence back in the day. And we have from the band still. We have Mr. Sonny, who has been, there. We have Teresa Gary, people who have been community servants for a long time. And when we talk about cricket, we seem to think about men. Women's cricket was going on back in the day as well. And we have Teresa Nash, Greenwich Nash, who made it, I'm not sure if she made it all the way up to the national team. But back in the day, these women were trailblazers. They were trailblazers. We have teachers who taught, like senators. And so at this point, we have teacher Anna, who's probably the longest serving teacher in Westerhall. So there are a lot of people and a lot of areas that people don't get awarded for or recognized for, that we want to say, hey, we saw your contribution. This is evidence of what you have done, and we are going to give you your flowers before you die. And that is what it's about. And the younger generation who don't know, and I can tell you, well, my daughter is in the US, but her generation, there's still some in Grenada, but they don't know the history of Westerhall. They don't know from whence we came, because they see all the big houses now. When I was growing up, there weren't big houses in Westerhall. There was one big house, So you see it now and they think, well, that's how Westerhall was always. And that's not it. So we want to say the people who help build houses, who help build the big houses now, So we want to be able to just acknowledge these people. And like I said, it doesn't have to be for a Nobel Prize or anything, but just to say you were the first person that helped everybody. In Tantibula's house, everybody got married. From my parents to a lot of parents, that was where everybody got married, and it was her house. I don't think she charged anything for it. But people go back through that and see how much she helped. Back in the day when you had to get a visa, she was the one signing for people.
Okay.
To get visas in Barbados. And that was a thing. People don't know it now. You go online and you get your appointment. And so she was the one writing those things by hand, And when we didn't have like notary publics and things like that, she was the one vouching for people. So those are the kind of things that we want to say. And these are the kind of people, even posthumously, that we want to say, you have made such a mark in Westerhall that today we can recognize
We honor you.
because this is from whence we came. So,
I love it. And, Simon, just a minute. My next question was if it's going to be successful. No, not if. Okay, it is successful because it's a holistic event that caters for everybody. We're talking, you're learning history, you're learning about solar and how it can benefit you, farmers market, medical health clinic, testing.
And the old songs will be played and sung by Chronic. I'm reading the chat. I'm reading. Hi, Chenny Joseph. Look, I'll be shouting people out here.
Yeah, but that's good. You do it. I've got to ask, we know it's going to be successful. No if and but. I feel it. I feel the energy. Do you envisage this becoming an annual event?
Yes, and yes. So this is the inaugural Westerhall Community Day, and you need to be there or be squared. I'm just saying you want to say you were there when they first started. And what I said to the group at our last meeting, or when we were first toying with the idea, and we're like, people coming for Easter, people coming for Carnival, people. I said, let's just do it. We have to start. The first one is not going to be big. We might not fill the pasture, but people would hear about it. They'll come, and we'll even increase membership in the group, because you have to sort of build it and then they will come. Right now, it seems as just a handful of people doing all the heavy lifting. But with the success that you just proclaimed, Kirk, with that success, people will be like, how can I be part of that movement? And that is what it is. It probably would start small, but it will be successfully small.
Yeah, and I definitely hope that other parishes will emulate, or villages will emulate this, because I also believe in giving people their flowers and recognizing people for their contributions. Simon, I interrupted you, so I know there was something you wanted to share. So
thank you. As well, just to tap in a bit on the recognizing the people. We have sportsmen, like Yolan said, cricket was a big thing in Westerhall. We have a young man, at the time, very, very young, that make it to the West Indies on the 19 team, which is Troy George, right, in Westerhall itself. So that gentleman would be definitely recognized, because he raised the nose. He raised the nose of the people in Westerhall. We also have Mr. John Grenade, who is umpiring for the West Indies cricket team. So these are people who also make the mark in Westerhall. And so I just want to bring in these two and others that would be also recognized. And like I said, we like to give people the flowers. It's a big thing. We're not Kirk, we're not doing that to get stripes. I always say, what I do, I'm not looking for stripes, but I'm just looking to help people, to improve people's lives. That's all I'm all about. And like I say, my hands are full. My hat, I can. There's no coins to go in my hat anymore, but I'm still digging in. And when we started this, when the launching of this group, I did mention, and the prime minister was there, and I mentioned, the media was there, I mentioned that our next big move would be a Westerhall Day. Right? And here we are now. The reality is about to take place. So we are very, very excited about that. It's a work in progress, but we make sure that this event is going to happen, and it's going to happen in a big way, and it's going to continue. What we're doing now, we know that last year for the independent, they had all the parishes had the events. We're starting small. We're starting from the grassroots, starting from the village up to where we are now. My thing is, Kirk, I see how the parish have the events. What I'm looking forward to is all little villages in the parish of St. David's have a huge day where all the little parishes recognize what they are and who they are. So if your parish have cocoa, you come down with your cocoa, and you have a different shirt, a different theme. And this is what we start in here, Kirk. This is what we start in here. And I know it's going to be a very, very exciting moment. But before I continue, Kirk, I just want to go back in a second, just to sort of recognize the people that is really, really behind, like the executive board, because we cannot do it by ourselves.
Okay.
We could do everything, but right now we'll be talking here. It's not only you, it's not only Yolan, it's not only myself, but it's everybody behind the scene that making this thing work.
Yep.
So I just want to recognize the executive. And again, your humble servant, Simon. I'm the president, and most of us is in the diaspora, and some of us is on mainland. So myself, I live in Canada, and my vice president, she always on the ball. Miss Brenda Sylvester, she's in the U.S. Our assistant treasurer, Miss Valerie Parrish, in Grenada. We have our secretary in the U.S., Miss Allison George. Our PRO in Grenada is Michelle Broffett.
A dynamic PRO. I'm just filling in for her. Sorry.
Grenada. I have with PRO in Toronto, Miss Donette Grenades. And we have in New York, our PRO in New York, Miss Marcia Thomas. And the chairperson for the coordinator and chairperson for the event is Miss Ezra Gilbert. She is also in Barbados. And now I have my my excellency, Jonas Smith. So these are the driving force. Look, and I cannot sit here and don't recognize these people. And not only the executive, but all the people that in the community that coming on board to help us. So that is key to really make sure that we recognize, like I said, we cannot do it by ourselves. We have to make sure that there's people behind.
And I want to make a plug.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to make a plug. I want to say there are a lot of businesses in Westerhall. So of course we just call two because those are the two that perhaps people see just driving by. There's some inside. We have water bottling plants. We have juice making companies. We have sanitary product making companies. We have all these companies. And if they're listening, I want them to know that which committee? One of our committees would be reaching out to you soon. If they haven't done so yet, do not turn, a blind eye. This is a time for you to be showcased. This is a time for you to become incorporated into the community, because what we have, they're transplants. So they're there, but silently. We want to give you a chance to shine. We want to give you a chance to partner with what we're doing in the community, so then you become part of Westerhall as well. So this is a shout out to the businesses. It's an encouragement for you to come on board to partner with us, but also it's a time for you to be able to be showcased as well. So I didn't want to leave that out. Sorry, Simon.
Well, I like to hit the nail when the hammer hot. So somebody looking right now, is there a contact person? Okay, because the energy is ripe, and I want to be able to share that information with somebody here right now who might be looking to volunteer, somebody who has a business and wants to lend some sort of support.
Yes.
How can they reach out to the organization?
Ezra, you're on. Put it in the chat. Ezra is here. I saw her on early. Put it in the chat, Ezra.
Please put a contact number in the comments, Ezra,
Yes.
so that at least people know they can reach out and who they can reach out to. So folks, look in the comment, you definitely see the contact details for people you can reach out to.
And I'll say it again, sorry, Kirk, because I need to repeat the date. The date. It is Saturday, April 19th from 12 noon in Westerhall pasture, in the pasture in Westerhall. Saturday, April 19th from 12 o'clock. Don't cook lunch. Don't cook lunch. As Kirk said, come, because there'll be food, there'll be eats, there'll be drinks. And let me tell you, there's a thriving sea moss business in Westerhall. You can get sea moss with peanut, you can get sea moss with lemon, you can get sea moss with sea moss. So come, you'll be refreshed, you'll be satisfied, then you'll get the tuk-tuk ride, then you'll bounce on the bouncy castle first. And then you drink and you'll be entertained. We'll have live entertainment, from drumming to singing to dancing. We're a talented group of people that's excited to share our culture, our local culture. Granted, we have our own culture, but in Westerhall, we have something that makes us who we are. And we'd like to be able to showcase that. And we do it on, in regular little stints. But on that day, it's going to be everything Westerhall, and you don't want to miss it. April 19th, Saturday, in the Westerhall pasture. Sorry.
I see Chenny just put up Westerhall, where the simple becomes special and the country realize its true potential. I love this idea and wish for success with this and other initiatives. The names mentioned in the group are living examples of what ordinary people can become. And I definitely have to endorse that sentiment, of course. Now, we're almost running out of time, so I wanted to give both of you the opportunity. I'll start with you, Your Excellency. What sort of message you want to what's your last words for the community, for the potential sponsors, for people just to come out? I know we've said it, but sometimes we have to reiterate it.
We want to make Westerhall great again. That really and truly is the essence of it, to make Westerhall great again, to let this current generation know from whence we came. And we want to make sure that there's a collaboration where business and academics and culture can live together in one, and those who are in need in the community are uplifted. That's my final word.
Okay, Simon?
Yeah, Kirk, I just want to make a few points here.
Go right ahead.
We have different committees, subcommittees, and then we also have the logistics committee, which is led by our vice president, Brenda Sylvester. We have the media subcommittee and public relations subcommittee led by Michelle Brothwaite. We have the finance subcommittee led by Ms. Valerie Parrish. Entertainment and Program Subcommittee led by Sandra Pierre, and also we have the plaques, the different type of plaques that will be given. I just want to mention that we have plaques, we have gift baskets, we have not plaques, but we also have gift vouchers, and also some of the people that in the community that would not receive plaques, but they would also mention and what the contribution they make to our community. What I want to encourage everyone, please come, please join us. Let us make this day a special day. Let us make this day a fun day. We want to bring back the energy. We want to bring back the fun days of Westerhall, where we go in the pasture and look at the cricket. And like you want to say, you get your bakes and saltfish, you get your marby, you get your this, you get your that. This is what I would say the glorious days. So we want to bring back the glorious days in Westerhall. I encourage everyone to please come. We're still looking for sponsors, and I'm pleading just one more plea that I would plead in for all the members of the community. We want you to be involved. We want you to donate to the cause, and also the people outside, the listeners outside. I seen the chat is very busy, so I'm asking you if you could help us to make this thing a success. We cannot do it without finance. Finance is always a key thing. So we ask you to please donate, help us, and then we'll help you. Help us to build our community, and then our community will grow. Help us to build our country, our beautiful island, Grenada, Carriacou, and Purimate, then we'll grow. One hand don't clap. We put in things together, and like I said, Kirk, from this small event, we are going to move to a bigger event. And eventually, the entire Tri-Island state would copy what we are doing.
Simon, put your number in the chat, please, because I haven't seen Ezra. So put your number in the chat. It's Neighbors Helping Neighbors. Thank you, Marcia. And it's April 19th.
Definitely. Now, listen, guys, I want to commend you on this initiative. This is the genesis of it. It is going to be an annual event, So if you're not recognized this year, you will be recognized next year or the year after. Exactly. And sometimes you just need, if there's somebody in the community that you really feel that has made their contribution, please let the committee know. Okay, this is the genesis. As I say right now, I just preach in love. Okay, because I live in a country where I think love gone out the door. Simon has put up his number. It's 1-416-712-3563. I know Ezra will put up a number as well. So that's if you want to contact Simon Samuel, you could contact him to see how you can support. Listen, folks, it's simply you bake a nice cake and you drop it down the road.
Just like that.
You bake some tart, you make some sucker bag. It's about bringing community together. So I've got to commend you guys on this initiative. I want to thank you guys for joining us on the Wake Up Club. Make sure we have you today, but Simon, if you have a little message you want me to plug in sometime before the event, please keep us on the Wake Up Club and of course on the Ride On Long Network in the loop so we can share the information. Two Grenadians doing great things, making their mark. Simon, I'll start with you and then I'll end with Yolan before we wrap up. What do you want to see for your country?
Good question, Kirk. Because I'm so involved, like I said, what I do. And I started from 1979 when I came to Westerhall. And I'm involved in my community up to this point. What I want to see for my country, I want to see growth. I want to see unity. Yeah. I want to see progress. I want to see independence. I want to see the good things for everyone. I want us to just come together and make our Tri-Island state the best in the Caribbean. Because a lot of people is looking at us, Kirk. A lot of people is looking at us. We are on the map. We go on the map for many, many years, and we continue growing on the map. Mm-hmm. You're just not only the little dot anymore. We are a big dot now, right? So, and when we have a lot of good people behind us to make that dot grow, hence we are a small little village trying to make a big dot. So that's what I want to see for my people. And I mentioned that even when I am in Toronto here doing my thing, I mentioned that many times. I'm always on the TV, always on the radio, and this is always my same comment. Let us grow together. Let us build together as one people, one nation, one love.
Definitely. Your Excellency.
Well, I can piggyback and say that I endorse everything Simon said, but I also want to see people's potential, people live up to their potential. because it's there. We just need to encourage somebody. And I want us to see the people that are seeing us, because you'd say, oh, this is the ambassador, this is that. But if I don't look back to see that you're seeing me, it makes no sense. So when we are elevated, we have to make sure, and it may seem cliche that you're pulling somebody up, but when you do that, you're not just pulling that one person up, you're pulling their family up, you're pulling the village up, and therefore the country will be pulled up. So it's a domino effect, and I just want to see that in full effect.
Listen, thank you guys. I want to thank you again for joining us on the Wake Up Club, of course, on the Ride Along Network. Definitely, we appreciate you. Folk, you're tuned into the Wake Up Club. I want to wish you a fantastic Friday. It's the end of the month. As I say, every day is the day and the opportunity to become a better version of the person you were yesterday. Before I go, I want to shout out two people. I want to shout out my very good friend Shemba, who has been on the program this morning, blazing his trails out there in the United States, becoming great, has embraced greatness. And I also want to shout out Shauna Coffee. I love you. I admire you. I can't wait to have you on the Wake Up Club. All the wonderful work you're doing out there. I want to let you know that you're appreciated. And of course, I definitely am looking forward to having a conversation with you on the Wake Up Club. Folks, fantastic Friday. Love you all. Remember, we are one people. I always tell you, remember the first job description you were given was to love your neighbor by yourself, by the best boss you could ever have, and that is Papa God. Remember that. Love your neighbor as yourself. It don't matter if they green, the yellow, the pilko, even if they polka dot. You've got to love each other. Have a fantastic weekend. Be safe out there, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Have a good one. Bye.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447.
Mark your calendars, Grenada, for one spectacular event. Join us at the Bushes U playing field on Sunday, March 2nd for the National Democratic Congress Sensational Rally from 4 p.m. Be inspired by our distinguished guests, including Prime Minister Roosevelt Scarrett of Dominica and Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre of St. Lucia. Plus, hear from our very own political leader and Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell and more. Enjoy electrifying performances from top artists like Young Man, Booba, Rooney J. Also Mandela Links, Squeezehead, and Muddy. This is your chance to engage, be inspired, and celebrate with us. Don't miss out on this unforgettable rally. Organize your transportation and your flags, bandanas, drums, shells, bells, and head down to Bushes U to be part of this transformation.
Cause I believe in the truth, and I just wanna live.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians! From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up several notches, but the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.